Mama.
Mama.
Mom.
Mom.
Mom. Mom.
Mom.
Being a mom is a full-time job,
Some days you wonder if you're even going to keep it together.
but you're not alone.
Because we've got your back.
We're single moms talking about parenting, divorce, dating.
And everything else in between.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jesenia.
This is Splitting Upward. Hey there.
Hello, hello.
We are back for
Yes, we
another
are.
riveting episode of
Splitting Upward. Yeah, we're getting closer.
We're working on it. We're working on our harmonizing of the title of the show.
We got to do it before we record, and then we'll be
do
ready.
it in the round. Split up, split.
Splitting
whatever.
Upward.
We'll figure it out. I'm Julie.
I'm Jesenia, and we have another good show.
We always have. We're gonna have. I don't know. I'm a little nervous for this one because we always we do our little chit chat. We bring you some super interesting articles that we found over the week.
But today,
and we bring in a guest or two or three or four.
today we have our kids.
Oh snap!
Oh boy! Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Right,
and I feel like we talked about this once before. You made fun because I had said that if you're listening with your kids, there could be explicit language, and I have no idea if my children are going to curse. But so just a headds up, by the way. So now I'm doing it at the top of the show.
I
so
already
you don't
gave
get
mine a
surprised.
warning. Like, don't do it. Don't embarrass me.
So we are gonna hear from our kids later on in the show.
Yes, we will. That's exciting. I'm excited to do that.
Hopefully, be kind of fun.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be something different, something new.
Well, that's this is a show about being a mom, being a single mom, parenting, co-parenting, dating, divorce, whatever's on your mind. Hopefully, you're gonna hear it here.
All that fun and exciting life stuff.
Yeah. Well, and it's not easy.
No, it's not easy, but they already know that. We don't need to tell them that. Hello.
That's true. That's why you're here, so we could
That's why you're here.
commiserate together.
Yeah, so we can have a good time. We can talk about things and learn together and all that good stuff.
And we could share with each other
Yes.
things that we find out there that might be helpful or just wrong.
Or just wrong.
Like this company that I heard about that is basically an Uber for kids. I have to say, the name of the company is actually really clever.
What's the name of the company?
Van Gogh,
Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Okay.
like the painter.
Okay.
But it's VANGO. And so what Van Gogh's doing is they're actually being an Uber for kids in a sense. So it's a ride share kind of app.
But why specifically for kids?
So they're apparently doing heavy duty background checks on the drivers. And they're definitely going to charge you more.
Yeah.
Because they're telling you that they're doing background checks, and it's supposed to be a helpful tool for, working moms, working parents, single moms, whatever. You can't get to
pick them up from school.
Gymnastics, ballet practice, swim lessons, whatever. You can send Van Gogh to get your kid.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't like the idea of it. It freaks me out.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish you the best of luck, Van Gogh people, but, it's not something, I know I have friends
Yeah.
who are like, oh, no, I'm putting my kid in an Uber. Right? I have a 19-year-old. Let me tell you something. His Uber bill, it ain't pretty. It's not funny. But, living in New York City, if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I don't want him on the train.
Right.
Right.
You
So
put him in an
so
Uber.
that's a difference. But he's a grown ass man at this point.
Right.
But I don't think I'm putting my 8-year-old in a car with a complete stranger. I don't care how many background checks you've done.
Yeah. Well, I have put my son in a car before, but, a small little trip. And, he was older already. He was about 15 or something like that.
See, that to me is a little different.
Yeah. Just
This
to
is-
go home from the mall because he was bothering me. And so I'm like, how about you go home? So I could have fun in the mall. He doesn't like shopping or any of that. He was done. He was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So got rid of
Well,
him.
so the app, the Van Gogh app is for kids aged 8 to 17. 8 to me is just too young.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably taking it from the whole... I hate to say this, but the rich kids who get picked up by their family driver from school or whatever, you know what I mean? And then
Where
they
do you go to school for
taken
that?
home. I mean, those kids exist,
Yeah, I
because
got
the
public
parents
school
are too
kids. That ain't happening.
the parents are too busy working, and so I don't know. John, the driver, is gonna pick up the kid from school or whatever. Oh, why not? Why can't we all have that? You know what I mean? So I guess they thought,
Right.
let's do it for everyone.
But I think maybe it's different if it's a an employee,
Somebody
a
you know.
family employee.
Yeah.
But if one day it's John and one day it's Becky and the next
Yeah.
day
You don't
it's whoever.
Yeah.
That freaks me out.
Yeah.
And you don't know, like, all right, you're going to do background checks, but what's to say you get into a fender bender?
What if it's a pedophile with no background check? I mean, with no,
No
he hasn't
history.
gotten caught.
Yeah.
He hasn't
No,
gotten
look, the
caught.
whole thing freaks me out.
Yeah,
So,
it is. It is a little freaky. It is a little weird.
I see that it could be a good fix. It's actually already being used in some states.
Yeah.
And it's doing okay.
Well,
So we'll see. But I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are for our listeners out there.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable putting, my youngest is 13.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm comfortable putting him in an Uber by himself.
yeah.
So
But then does that stem on the whole, we're being overprotective type of thing? You know what I mean? It's like, when is it when you're being too overprotective? And maybe the car could be, one of those type of things. I don't know. It's like there's always a thin line. It's like
Right.
I'm mothering or I'm smothering. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like I want you to grow. I want you to be able to feel like you don't need to be latching on to me, but I got to look out for you.
Right. Well, it was interesting because we had Layla Ali on our last episode.
Yeah.
And she's tough, right? Because she said, oh, no, my daughter will not be having sleepovers.
Yeah.
She will not be able to go to sleepovers. She'll have the
Right.
kids at her house, but her daughter's not going to. That's a little strict for me.
I do the same thing because she said she had a bad experience
Right.
when that happened, and I did too. As a kid, I had an experience where the parents got into a big fight.
no.
The father hit the mother,
Oh.
and the son, and we were me and my friend were hiding behind the sofa. It was a whole
Oh,
thing. The
that's
cops
horrible.
came. Yeah, he had
All
a
right,
gun.
well, that's enough.
It's a whole thing. It was
That's
a whole
enough
thing.
to. Woo.
Yeah,
We just
but-
got really heavy
Yeah,
here on
so-
splitting upward.
Look, that's life, and those are the risks that you take when you let your kids stay over other people's house, and when you're overprotective, I feel like those type of things happen less in my mind, because it happened to me. So it's like I have to be overprotective, and it's like this mom. I was reading an article about this mom. All right, so a son, he posted it on Reddit.
Oh, boy.
Just like
My
you just share
16-year-old is
everything on
obsessed
there.
with Reddit.
Yeah, you just share. It's too much. I went on Reddit and I'm like,
lot.
"Wow, this is a lot of information. But yeah, you go there if you want to give all your information and all your thoughts. And he said his mom, he was going away for college and his mom was, helping him pack and stuff. And she said, she gave him some condoms and she said, here.
Excellent.
And he's like, okay, she said, try them on. Let me know if it fits.
Well, what?
What, mama?
What?
Okay. I mean, I don't know how old his mom is. Maybe she was older. She doesn't know, what size. There are different sizes. You know what I mean?
So I did this with my son.
Okay.
Legit.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, honey. So I have a drawer.
Yeah.
It's got all my toys in it. Whatever. Hello. And
I mean,
I had a variety of condoms.
drawer.
Yeah, variety of condoms. And he, was in a relationship and he was going off to college. And I was like, all right, kid, this needs to happen.
Yes.
But I didn't hand them to him and say like, all right, I'll sit right here while you go try them on. It was like, no,
Right.
you go, do what you got to do.
Right.
And then, you'll have an idea. Look, condom fit is very important. And if you don't have that conversation.
It totally is very important.
And we're single moms of boys.
Right? So you have to have those very, uncomfortable types of conversations. Here's the thing. My son is pretty open with me, We talk about a lot of things and we talk about that thing, And
S-E-X.
no, not that thing.
Oh, which thing?
The thing,
The piruli?
His little peas. It's not. I mean, I don't want to say. Okay, whatever.
You know what she was going to say, right? You know what she was going to say. We're going to talk to Jay about that later. I almost said his name.
He's going to be on the show.
Oh, no.
He's going to kill me. No, but, we're very open and honest with each other. And so when stuff comes up, we just talk about it. And, we haven't really spoken about the condoms yet, like which kind or whatever, and
He's
that's
16.
just
It's time.
no, we speak about condoms obviously, but like as far as I told him, I said, let me know and we'll go buy it together and it'll be fine. He's like, yeah, I'll let you know.
So if you didn't know, there's a website, I think it's
Condom size?
condomplus.com, something like. There's actually a measuring tool.
Oh.
Right? So you can print it out and it'll actually, you could measure. Condoms, you got to talk about condoms. You got to talk about lube.
You got to talk about all that stuff.
I remember I said something to my son that I still giggle about now. I don't know how he felt about it.
Yeah.
But I made it very clear to him that whenever he decides to pay attention to his lover, he needs to explore and examine. Yes,
Oh, wow,
I said this to my son. And I said, if you get
How
down...
did he react to this?
Well, he was beet red. He was probably as red as my butt.
Of course.
I said, if you get down there and something there looks like it doesn't belong, you get out. And you get out now.
Yeah.
So you have to pay attention and you have to be able to talk to your kids about safe sex.
You do.
You have to be able to have these conversations with them. Like if somebody's got a cold sore, don't kiss them. And don't let them kiss anything on you.
On you, yeah.
Right? Otherwise, you're in trouble because you could get the herp here, you get the herp there. Doesn't matter where it starts.
All right. Now I'm I want to cry a little bit.
We're gonna one day we're gonna bring in a sex therapist and we'll do a full show on sex
how to
education.
talk to your kids about sex.
So you could send us your questions now. #AskSplitting
It makes
Upward.
people very nervous, you know. It makes people like, like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I don't want to have this conversation. What if I say too much?
There's no I think there's no such thing as too much. But
There
you know
is,
what?
though. There really is, though.
We're gonna talk to your son after the break. I think we could ask him.
I'm so excited. We're gonna talk. Well, we're gonna listen to from your kids first.
Yeah.
Some Mom-isms.
Oh boy, I have no idea. My kids are out of town with their dad, so we're gonna listen.
Some
into
Julie
them.
sayings. Some Julie sayings. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be fun.
Typically in this segment, you will hear from a very important guest that we have culled and curated and brought in to talk about something really important related to single motherhood.
Yes.
And the journey of being a single mom. And today is no different because today we're going to actually hear from our children. So my kids are actually away with their dad right now, and their dad was kind enough to let them take some time to pre-record.
Can't wait to hear what they have to say.
Some Mom-isms. So they kind of talk about me a little bit, and I'm a little concerned. But let's tune in. So I have 3 boys. So this is 2 of my boys together because the other one is off doing it.
So this is the middle son and the youngest son.
This is the oldest and the youngest.
The youngest and the oldest.
Yes.
Okay.
D and G.
D and G.
D and G.
D and G.
Let's
How
hear
old
what-
are they? How old are they?
19 and 13.
Okay. Here
Let's
we
hear
go.
what they have to say.
Hello there, Splitting Upward.
Hello.
We got Mom-isms for you today.
Hi,
Yeah.
boys.
Things that Mom always says.
Yep.
They have great voices.
A good one. Good morning, sunshine.
Yeah, it's a common one.
Yeah,
do
she'll
say
say it
that.
in the morning, or like monkey. Good morning, monkey. Monkey will be in there.
Yeah, I believe it's not like a specific thing. It's not like our mom just says it, but
I don't know.
probably a bunch of moms all over the world, sometimes in different languages.
Mono.
Read the next one.
Yeah, one that comes with me the most recently. I want you in bed at midnight.
Which is still
I
too
want you in
late.
bed at midnight.
Don't judge me.
Yeah.
Nobody's
a good
judging.
one. If we're like getting out somewhere, she'll just hit us with a nice "let's go." You know,
Yeah, like passive
a
aggressive.
firm "let's go."
Let's go.
This one,
Go, tighten the
I
lips.
haven't gotten this one too much, but she'd be like, "Thanks, hun."
Yeah, I'll get thanks, hun, a lot. She'll call me hun.
Yeah,
I
I don't
do.
get that too much.
Hey, hon.
Yeah, they're
A
older,
more
you
threatening,
know.
I will take away privileges.
Yeah.
I will.
Like-
I will.
That happens.
Watch what
Yeah.
you say.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely. One is more like come home now. Like that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that goes between all 3 of us.
That one.
Come home now.
We receive over text a lot. It's just come home.
I do
period.
the same thing.
Nah.
Now. Period.
Now.
It's like 2 separate things.
Do you caps it?
One of my favorites
No.
that she'll
need
ask
to.
me pretty often is if she doesn't know, if she wants to text me, she wants to get my attention, she'll just say, she won't say, where are you? She won't say what you're doing. She'll say, hello, just with a period at the end, or hi.
Yeah.
She'll send hi a lot. Just get hi with a period at the end of it. And then I'll have to know, okay, Mom, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Yeah, that means be scared.
Oh, yeah, the code, the mother code.
One that comes every single night that we are at our mother's house. Some are okay with it, some don't care, some dislike it. The dinner scream.
Every time that
true.
dinner is put down on the table, no matter where we are in the apartment, we could be we could be right next to her, and she'll stand up and go, "Dinner!" She'll shout.
You're being
so
helpful.
that-
That's
yeah.
all.
Thank you.
That's all it is.
I don't understand.
Like,
That one frustrates me.
Dinner.
yeah.
It's not too
That's what
bad,
it
but
is.
sometimes it can irk me a little bit.
Similarly, come to the dinner table. Like, come sit down. We get that one a lot.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
one
'cause you don't
one that
listen.
annoys me. Well, not directly like annoys me, but something
They
that,
never
that our
get
mom does a lot. As soon as the food is put on the table, it's like, oh, the food is getting cold. If we're not sitting at the table and the food is there,
Yeah.
like as soon as it's put down.
Do you just start eating without them?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
reached out to
that's
the
it.
middle brother, who's not with us at the moment. He's
My mush.
off in Boston in a pre-college.
Yeah.
He's a lot of the times she'll tell us, "Don't lie, like just tell the truth, like no matter what." She always wants us to tell the truth,
Not a bad thing.
and no, that's a good thing.
No,
That's
it's
a
not.
good thing.
Yep.
That's not
Truth
a bad
is
thing.
good.
One that normally happens when she isn't home, or sometimes when she is home, but it's like early and she's tired. She'll say, "There's a package downstairs," so we'll have to go and get the package.
Yeah, go be
That's kind
helpful.
of funny, actually, that
Yeah.
that one came up
Do they go?
on the list.
Yes.
because it's not
that's
really like
good.
a Mom-ism, but we just kind of hear it
A lot.
enough. It's just there's a package. That's like, get the package.
Probably some garbage for you
Take out the
guys.
trash.
Right?
Take
Get
out the
Recycle.
recycle. Yeah, recycle. So like trash, recycle. That's another one.
Take out the dog.
Oh yeah, take out. She'll come and she'll.
Do they
sometimes
do these
announce
things?
Who's taking them?
Yeah, who's
I
taking
get the
them today?
eye roll.
Who's taking them?
Goodness gracious.
Of course.
Yeah. Those are just a couple.
Oh, so sweet.
They are endless.
My boys.
We'll
Endless.
see you again,
Endless.
Splitting Upward. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us, Splitting Upward.
You're welcome, guys.
Have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
Peace.
Peace.
Aw, my baby.
the babies.
That's good. All right. You could keep the PS4 because you weren't so bad.
Aww.
I love you. Miss you guys.
With teenagers, it's like a lot of hollering. A lot of, hey, what's going on?
For
Hey,
real. It's true.
Pick that up. Hey.
And with boys especially,
Yeah.
they need to hear it more than once.
Yeah.
But that was nice of
That
them.
was nice.
Some Mom-isms from me, and now I think we're gonna check in with your boy
Yeah.
and see what he has to say.
We have a very exciting thing happening right now. My boy, right here.
There
That's
he
my
is.
boy.
There he is. Look at how cute he is.
Josiah.
He's handsome.
Say hi,
Hello.
Josiah.
Hi.
Right, because we heard from my kid, so it's obviously only fair that we get Jesenia's boy on.
How you doing? You
Just-
had a good
I'm
day?
good. Yeah, I'm good.
Do you know why we have you on today? Do you know why we want to hear from you today?
Because there's like questions about me and my mom relationship.
Well,
Yeah, something like that.
We want to hear from you. We want to hear like some of the things that your mom says to you all the time, like her standard lines. Like my kids were talking about how I tell them to, take the dog out, take out the trash, that kind of thing. So we want to hear some of Jesenia's Mom-isms, if you've got them. Some good ones.
Don't embarrass me.
Be
All right,
juicy.
let's go.
Come on now.
Do you have any? I told you to write some down.
I didn't write any.
Oh, that's great. Awesome. Wonderful.
He's
How do I wake you up in the
got 'em
morning?
he's got them anyway.
Let me see. One of them is to get up for bed. That's one of them. Let me see.
In the morning. The morning
Yeah.
is literally it's one of those moments for me that I cannot stand.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Why,
he's
is
a
J-
very hard sleeper.
Ah. So does she yell at you in the morning to get you out of bed?
Oh yeah.
What does she say?
I remember. Well, she really just repeats herself. I remember when I was little, she would like grab me out of the bed.
Literally.
Like she would go ahead and grab me out, or she used to douse water on my head.
No.
Used to
I
do
did that
For
once.
real?
I did that once.
He
My
remembers.
mother told me to do it. She was like, just do it. I'm going to blame that one on mama.
So when she repeats herself, what kind of things would she say?
Basically, just repeating.
Get up.
Get up for bed. You gotta go to school. The same stuff.
Does she get on you about like picking your clothes up, that kind of thing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Recently, I had to pick up all my clothes because my room turns into a graveyard.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I will not clean his room. I will not. It's like it's something that's your responsibility. My mom did it to me, and that was a very valuable thing. I think, it just teaches you a little bit of a responsibility. And so that's why I'm always on you.
He gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get it though? Really?
He's
Yep.
nodding. Josiah, did your mom, like when you were a much younger kid, did she have like a favorite song she used to sing to you? Because your mom sings, by the way. She has a beautiful voice. So I'm just
Yes,
curious
she
what kind
does.
of stuff she used to sing to you, or sings now, maybe.
Nah, not anymore.
I try it now, and
sadly.
now it just annoys him.
Sadly, no, he likes
Oh,
her
sadly,
singing. He
really?
just
You want me to
said.
sing more?
Ah.
He likes my voice. He always tells me.
When I was young, she used to, whenever I would go to bed, she would sing me like a nighttime song. She used to sing the Little Mermaid song, but which one was it? Which one was it?
Part of your world.
Yes. She
I
used to
don't
sing Part of
remember
Your
how
World
that
every
goes,
night.
Jesenia. Could you remind
Look
me?
at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything?
Oh,
There you go.
Damn. She can't say, Josiah, wake up. It's not time to go to sleep now. She's singing you the lullaby. Oh, that's beautiful.
Literally every night. I would go in too, like I'm on the stage, I'm performing. I'd be like, part of your world, I would go in and he'd just be laying there looking
And
at
you
me with his
loved it.
covers.
Yeah.
My boy.
Aw.
Yeah.
So what other kind of fun stuff does your mom do, or not so fun? Come on, give us some. We want
You
some.
want some dirt or something?
dirt. Some juicy.
Why you want dirt? We
Like,
don't have dirt on you.
like
I'm going to call your kids.
my kid called me passive aggressive. What are you talking about?
That's true.
Right here.
They
he
did,
say
that.
I was passive aggressive.
I got something. I remember when I was
Oh,
like,
Lordy,
bring it.
Lord. Don't
when I was like
embarrass me.
8 or 9, she told me that I was gonna be able to walk by myself at like 15. I
Yeah.
remember.
By
No,
yourself? What do you mean? Like going to school?
like anything by myself.
Oh.
He said 15.
I didn't know. You're my first kid.
No, but we were talking about that and being protective. That wasn't a bad
Yeah.
thing, right?
No, he did it much sooner.
I did do it much sooner. I did.
He did it much sooner. I think you were like what?
I was
Because
like
his school was on the corner of our block, so he would walk home.
4.
think you were like
it was
12.
9.
No.
Yeah.
Peepaw
'Cause
was
9
still
is
doing
4th grade.
Peepaw was still walking with you. Peepaw's his
Oh.
grandpa.
Aw.
No.
Hi, Peepaw.
So Josiah, earlier on the show, we were talking about a mom who was buying condoms for her son, and he was a little bit freaked out by it. But we did talk about how important it is to have quote the talk. Have y'all had that talk yet? Oh, he's
it
so
was, we didn't really have a talk because she was a little bit late in the game. Like, you had to talk after I already had the talk with my other parent, but it wasn't
With your
really
father.
a talk. It was more or less that she already knew that, stuff was happening. So it wasn't much of a talk. It was more of an explanation, not really a talk.
Let's just say he knew about things, and those things exist on the internet, and those things can be viewed by everyone. And I found out about it, porn, not pornography, porn, and and it was. Sorry, I know you're being. You feel
What are you
weird.
doing?
What are you
Well,
doing?
I'm pointing at
He's calling you out.
Oh, he's
calling
pointing
you
at
out.
me. And we had our conversation then, and I may or may not have cried.
Oh wait! Oh, you're talking about
There
the
were tears.
Earlier
Years.
years. Yeah.
That one, that one was young. That was like 12.
No,
Yeah,
all
he
right. I
was
think that's
12.
appropriate. I
Yeah.
think good.
I mean, not appropriate. Hello, it was porn.
Well, look, kids,
But it happens.
Kids are gonna find it as long as you
No matter how
understand.
much firewalls you put up on this damn phone.
As long as you understand that what you see on porn is not real, and that's
Right.
not what people typically want.
And that's what I told
You got to
him.
talk about consent all the time.
I told him for sure, I don't want you to think that that's what sex is, because that is a form of sex, but that is not what sex is in a relationship, I did say that, right?
Yes, you did.
See, oh, he's a good boy. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us.
Oh, my
You're
baby.
welcome. You're welcome.
Any last words that you want to share for your mama?
I'm tired. Get home. please.
Wow, he's telling me to get home.
Aw.
I'm very sleepy.
Okay. Well, I love you, boo.
I love you too.
All right. Well,
It's been
thank you.
fantastic.
And we got to go to a break. And so that's my son Josiah. Bye, Josiah.
Thanks
Bye.
for being
Bye.
here. It's been a really super fun show. We managed
it
to have
is.
our kids on. We
Yeah.
had some very interesting conversation earlier.
I may or may not have said things that I shouldn't have. I don't know. We'll see what happens when I get home.
Yeah, but now this is the opportunity where you guys get to say things you may or may not should say.
Yeah.
Did that sound like English to anybody? No.
It's all right. They got it.
This is our Q&A segment where we get to hear from you, and we're going to help you tackle the important questions about single motherhood, about
Yeah.
parenting, co-parenting, divorce, marriage, dating, whatever you got going on. We want to hear from you.
Everything that it says in our synopsis. All right.
yeah, just
so
read it.
let's go straight to Caitlin. Caitlin from Louisiana. All right. I'm a single mom, 27 years old, with a 4-year-old.
Oh,
I was there too.
she young.
Yeah, I had mine young too, honey. Newly back on the dating apps. Every time I see a guy whose bio says he has kids, I swipe left. No. I want a steady relationship, but don't think I can handle having another kid in my life right now. And I take that seriously. It is hypocritical of me. Is it hypocritical? I'm judging you already. Look at that. Is it hypocritical of me to swear off single dads for now when I'm a single mom? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're being
but I get
completely
you.
hypocritical.
I get you though. Like I totally. I was just talking about this the other day. You know that. I mean, I come from it having a teenage son, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so when I meet a man who has a small child, it's like, oh my gosh.
Right. Do
If
you
this
want
works
to
out- right.
Do you want to start over again with some amazing man who has a 2-year-old?
Right.
I get that, but still, she's only 27 and her kid is only 4.
Yeah. So if they have a small child too, Caitlin, that's great because it'll keep your child company eventually when you guys do decide to make that move, that joint meetup, that play date.
Which shouldn't happen for at least 6 months. BT dub.
Or whenever you
saying.
feel comfortable. Sometimes
6
people do it earlier. You never know. Depends on how great he is. Who knows?
And the kid. Because if the kid's a snot-nosed brat, move on. But so the answer is stop swiping left. Give some dudes a chance. All right?
Yeah, do what makes you comfortable because when you're aiming only for the single guys, then you're gonna have a whole nother problem.
Right.
We were talking about that before. Like, that's when you have the problem of they don't understand your schedule and all that stuff. So I say stick with the person who has kids or a dog or something. I don't know.
Thanks for your question, Caitlin.
That was stupid.
four-legged babies. And our favorite questioner, Anonymous.
Anani.
My ex and I share custody of our 2 kids. They're 6 and 8. When he has them, he's starting to let his girlfriend of 3 months watch them when he runs out. This is connected to what I was saying before. I don't trust her because she has no experience with kids. I told him I'm uncomfortable with her watching them alone, but he says I'm being unfair and holding a grudge. Am I being unreasonable? No, girl. You're being a mom.
Yeah.
And I think that's totally reasonable.
Yeah.
And like I said this before, I think 3 months of dating someone is too soon to bring them into your kids' lives.
Well, especially to leave them alone with them. No.
No, you don't know her. You don't know where she came from. You don't know anything. And if she doesn't have kids,
Here's
forget
a good
it.
gauge. If you don't want them to know like your social security number, then they can't.
They
stay
shouldn't be with
kid.
your children.
Exactly.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. My ex-husband has a girlfriend. They've been together now a really long time.
Yeah.
But even in our divorce agreement, that was one of the things we decided together.
Well, that's
that
good.
You need to be dating someone at least 6 months. It has to be serious before you bring them into the children's lives.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how long the relationship's going to last.
Right.
Right. I mean, now she happens to be truly lovely and she loves my boys. She doesn't have kids of her own.
Yeah.
And I have so much respect for her and her involvement in my children's lives that she's taken my kids by herself to things. which
Yeah.
you know I'm grateful that she's around to do that. So I don't think you're being unreasonable at all. And again,
You got to set those boundaries. You have
absolutely.
to. They're your kids, you birthed them. And
I like that, setting boundaries, very important.
yeah, for sure. 100%.
Do it.
All right, really quickly, one last question. Justine from California. All right. My kid's dad and I broke up just over a year ago. How do I explain to my kids, 13 and 15, that I'm going to be dating again? Do I even have to? No, you don't have to. You don't have to do it until you feel comfortable that they are, you know your kids. We don't know your kids. You know what I mean? You do it until you feel comfortable when your kids won't be like, what are you doing, Mom? Kind of break the ice, have conversations about it while you're doing it. Bring it up.
Yeah, the assumption is that you've got a custody schedule where the kids are going to be sometimes at their dad's house. That's when you date, right?
Yeah.
You don't date when the kids are home, and I still do that. I was very protective of my kids, knowing
I date when my kid is home. I don't bring him over.
Right, but he's older now.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
They're
He's older
older though. They're 13 and 15. They know, pretty much. It depends on how long they've been apart. Over a year ago. Right. Yeah. I say don't do it until you feel comfortable that they will be all right with it, or,
I protected my kids for a really long time. They didn't know I was on the app swiping along.
Right.
We happened to be big Counting Crows fans, the band Counting Crows, and they were in town.
Yeah.
And one day the guitarist was on Tinder, and I screamed, and the kids were like, "What?" So it's the first time I told my children I was on a dating app because Dan was on the dating app, and they were so funny. Swipe right, mommy. He didn't swipe right, but I managed to give him shit about it later. But anyway, so you don't have to. I agree with you in that you don't have to tell the kids until you're ready to tell them.
Yeah.
But get out there, girl. Have some fun.
And just open up the conversation with them, I think. Talk about it. Hey, what do you think about mommy? Talk about it, boo. Be real with your kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. Be real with your
real,
kids.
like we're real with you.
Like we are all
and
the
we
time.
definitely want to hear from you. 100.
100.
We want to hear from you. So you can follow us at Splitting Upward. You can hashtag Ask Splitting Upward. You can slide into our DM on Instagram.
Please do. I love it. I love it.
And tweet us, and we could definitely feature your question here and feature our amazing answers and opinions there. You want to follow us?
You could find us, on our handles. If you want to look for me, Jesenia, I'm at Jesenia Grams on Instagram, Jesenia Tweets on Twitter, Jesenia Book on Facebook.
You can find my love handles right here, but then my Twitter and my Instagram, Julie on the mic, Julie on the MIC, Julie on the mic. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another wonderful episode of
Thank you guys.
Splitting Upward.